friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I have a fresh paycheck bill tracker from the Budget Mom here opened up, ready to write out my budget for the third week in July. So this is my husband's paycheck number 3, which he received on, what is the date? Let's see, July 20th. And we are also going to budget the paycheck I received from Google AdSense for my YouTube channel, which I received on July 21st. So I don't disclose my husband's income. He asks that I not do that, and I respect him, so I don't disclose that. But I do go ahead and tell you all how much I brought in through my YouTube channel. This income that I received from Google AdSense is all of the income from the ads that ran on my videos that I earned in June. So AdSense pays out a month behind. So all of the AdSense revenue that I earned in June gets paid out the next month in July on the 21st. And I'm happy to say that I hit the $100 threshold and then some, so I was able to receive a YouTube paycheck this month, which is so exciting. I posted videos here on YouTube for years and years and never made a dime, so the fact that I am able to share these fun videos with you guys, keep myself motivated on my budget journey and motivate some of you, and make a little tiny bit of income is just like incredible. I'm so blessed for that. So the amount that I got paid out from the ads that run on my YouTube videos was $396.12, which is incredible. I think it's a little tiny bit less than what I made in June, or what I was paid out in June. It's definitely not like my highest grossing month ever, but any amount of money that comes in is a blessing. It's going to help us out with our debt-free journey. So by watching my videos, clicking the thumbs up button, leaving me a comment, engaging with my content, you're helping my family and I get one step closer to being out of credit card debt. So thank you so much. I would not have any of this without all of you. It means the world to me that you all are here supporting my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so that's the money we are working with this week. I also never really mention it, but we also have rollover from our previous paycheck. We like to roll money over week to week just so that we know that everything is covered. So we're also working with a little bit of that money. I'm not going to do an income total because, again, I don't disclose my husband's income, but that's just how I do it on my channel. If you're not new here, you know this, but just saying this for anyone who is new. I don't think it's really important to talk about how much the income is. I think what's really important is the budgeting process, and that's why I continue to share my budgets every week, and I think that's why you guys continue to tune in, because it's motivating to see someone else finagle their numbers, work through their difficulties, and, you know, make their way towards debt freedom, which is our ultimate goal. So, speaking of the budget process, the way that I handle our budget is by budgeting by paycheck. So my husband gets paid on Tuesdays, so our week goes from Tuesday to Monday. I take a look at all of our bills and various responsibilities for that week, and I make sure all of that gets paid. I put a little bit of money aside for things that we know are coming with our sinking funds, and I pay extra towards debt where I can. So under this bills category, I write in any bills that we have for the week, as well as anything that I'm going to pay using my checking account. I do a lot of my budgeting in cash. I like to pull out cash for our weekly expenses where I stuff our cash envelopes. I like to pull out our sinking funds in cash as well, but there's some things you just can't use cash for, or we don't want to use cash for, and that is what I write here under my bills category. So for my bills category, I have already looked at my calendar and written out the bills that I need here on my little budgeting cheat sheet So I'm just going to go ahead and start writing those in. So the first bill that we have to pay is our Lowe's card. This is one of the credit cards we are currently working on paying off. In fact, that is the credit card we are focusing on. We use sort of a snowball method in that we laser focus on just one card at a time. We pay the minimum payments on all of our credit cards, and then we throw as much extra as we can afford to just one card. And the card we're currently working on is a Lowe's card. It just so happens that the Lowe's minimum payment is due this week, so in addition to the extra debt payments we're going to make to Lowe's, we're also going to pay the minimum payment. And for the minimum payment, we are budgeting $30. Next up, we have my car loan. I have a 2017 Subaru Forester. It is the car of my dreams. I absolutely love it. And we're making payments on it. We bought it used. I actually have a video where I did a little tour of my car back when I first got it. If you're interested in that, I can link it above. But the car payment's due this week, and we're budgeting $390 for that. Next up, we have motorcycle insurance. So I'm just going to write that in as bike insurance. My husband owns a motorcycle. It's a crotch rocket. It scares me to death every time he gets on it, but he absolutely loves it. He does not ride it nearly as much as he used to. For a while there, he was talking about selling it, but recently he's kind of fallen back in love with it again. So I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. So we got to pay to insure it. And we're budgeting $25 for the month. It's pretty affordable. It's full coverage. It is what it is. Next up, though, we have car insurance. Our bike insurance and our car insurance come from two different companies. That's why it's two different line items in my budget. They both just happen to be due this week. For our car insurance, this is full coverage on our Subaru Forester, as well as insurance on our travel trailer, our camper that we have, and it's $176 a month, give or take, so that's what we're going to budget. The very last thing here under this bills category is actually going to be gasoline. I like to keep my gas money in the bank and use my debit card to pump gas because I hate having to run into the gas station and pay cash. We do a lot of our budgeting in cash. I like using cash for a lot of things. Gasoline just isn't one of them. And y'all, gas prices are still going up. I don't know if they're ever going to stop. So we're budgeting $50 for gas for the week. That is up from the typical $40 we were budgeting for a long time. I might even have to up it again if things keep getting crazy, but for now we're doing $50. So that's everything for this bills category. I'm going to pull in my calculator and we're going to add this up. So we've got 30 plus 390 plus 25 plus 176 plus 50 for a grand total of $671 in the bills category. Okay, now we can move on to cash envelopes. So our cash envelopes are our weekly spending, essentially. These are variable expenses. This money I put into my cash envelopes, and I expect at the end of the week that it will be gone, it will be spent. So we have a few envelope categories, starting out with food. So our food category encompasses our groceries for the week. I have 2 very hungry children and a very hungry husband, and much like gas, food prices keep going up, so I've had to continuously raise our food budget. But in addition to our groceries, it's also any eating out that we do throughout the week. I used to keep those things separate, but in my mind, they kind of go hand in hand, right? Like if you're eating out a lot, you need to buy less groceries, and if you're buying a lot of groceries and you're cooking at home, you eat out less. So the one category definitely correlates with the other. So I just keep it all under one food umbrella now. And the amount that we are going to budget for the week is $200. Next up, we have my husband's spending money. My husband likes to take his spending money in cash. This is money that I give to him that he can spend on absolutely anything he wants. He is majorly on board with our debt-free journey. He is a total rock star. He takes his cash. He never spends more than that. He's really committed to this whole debt-free thing, but he's very hands-off with the budget. So he just wants to take his $40 at the start of the week, and he doesn't want to know about anything else in terms of the budget. He doesn't know how much extra I'm paying towards debt. He doesn't know what we have in savings. He doesn't care. He wants to go to work, earn the money, and let me handle all of the back end of the finances. So he just takes his $40 at the start of the week, he spends it, and that's it. So $40 for that. Likewise, for my spending, I'm Jessie, by the way, if I did not say that. Hello. We are budgeting $40 for that as well. Next up, I have my youngest son, Austin. Austin's 13. He has the ability to earn $20 in allowance every week, so I pull out a $20 for him at the start of the week. Provided he does all of his responsibilities and chores, he gets that $20. My oldest son, by the way, does not get an allowance. He's 18. He works full-time. He's living at home here, but he handles his own finances, so no allowance for him. All right. Very last thing here for cash is our miscellaneous category. This is just a miscellaneous 20 I throw in my wallet for those things that inevitably come up. Seems like every single week there's something that I use this miscellaneous envelope for, so I'm going to keep budgeting for it. That's everything for our cash envelopes, so let's add this up. 200 plus 40 plus 40 plus 20 plus 20 is $320 in our cash envelopes this week. Okay, so in addition to my cash envelopes, I also pull out cash for my sinking funds, but they differ in that my sinking funds are money that we are putting aside for future bills and expenses and things that we know are coming up. Things like Christmas comes every single year. We want to make sure we have plenty of money for that. So rather than waiting until December and then scrambling to look at our weekly income and pull that money from there, we just set aside a little bit of income every week throughout the year so that when Christmas rolls around, we can have a nice holiday as a family. Our car registration, very similar. There's lots of things. We have a total of 11 categories for sinking funds. That's down from about 20 that I had before. I recently did a whole sinking fund revamp and simplified things a little bit. So we're going to be adding to all 11 of our categories this week, but there's actually only 10 lines here on the Budget Mom sinking funds section. It's one of the reasons why I've recently started designing my own printables. I'm pretty excited about it. I'll be using them completely in August and I cannot wait. But for now, since there's not enough space here to write them all out individually, what I'm going to do is just write in that this is my sinking funds, and I'm going to budget a total of $559, I believe, is what's going into sinking funds this week. I think that's what I have budgeted, and I will just break down which sinking funds are getting what denomination and that sort of thing in my cash envelope stuffing video, which you guys will see later on this week. So if you want to see where this $559 is getting allocated, you can check back later on this week to find out. So sinking fund total is $559. Next up, we have our extra debt category. So as I mentioned at the start of this video, we are right now working on a Lowe's card, so it's getting all the extra money we can afford to give it, which lately hasn't been as much as I would like. For a while there, we were paying $200 plus every single week to the credit card we were working on, and that was amazing. We were flying through payments and getting credit cards paid off super fast, but we're just not in that stage of life right now. Income has been a little tiny bit less. Our expenses have been a lot higher with gas prices and food prices going up, and just in general, we spend more in the summertime. So we're only able to put an extra $50 to our Lowe's card this week, but $50 is $50, you guys. Every tiny little bit adds up. I'm really excited, actually. I'm going to be sitting down next week, I think, and filming my debt update for the month, and I can tell you guys how much we have paid to this Lowe's card this month. Maybe not as much as usual, but it's something, and I'm proud of myself for that. So $50 is going to go to the Lowe's card. And the very last category we have here, wrapping this up, is our extra savings, and this is our rollover. So we like to roll money over, anything that we kind of have left over after we make all of these payments and we pay everything, we roll it over into the next week just so that we know that we have some money going into next week. The paycheck fluctuates, so we definitely want to have a little tiny bit of a cushion here, and that's how we use our rollover. So I'm not going to write the rollover amount in here since I don't disclose my husband's income. It just makes sense to leave this rollover amount private so as not to give away how much income we're working with. Just so you guys know, my sinking funds here, $559, included in those sinking funds is the money that I'm going to pull out of my YouTube income for taxes. So this $396.12 that I earned from YouTube is gross. They do not withhold taxes. I need to withhold my own taxes and have that money set aside for when I file my taxes in 2022, or when I file my 2021 taxes rather. So I pull 30% of this income, and that gets put into an envelope in my sinking funds. So make sure you check out my sinking funds video coming up later this week so you can see exactly how much I'm withholding for taxes, as well as what I'm putting into all of my other sinking funds. But that's it, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love y'all dearly. I appreciate your support here on my channel. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you liked this video, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd love to have you come back. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single weekday. We have a good time here. I'd love you to join the fam. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!